When we go to Costco and we buy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the stuff, a lot of it, comes off of a container that came off of a ship at the port of Long Beach.
Correct. Yes.
Right. Now we're talking their language because it's like, oh yeah, where does my furniture come from?
Right.
It comes off of a boat, a container shipping boat,
Yeah, most likely.
most likely from the other part of the world. So where do you fit in? You
Sure.
are the person who does what, where, and how.
Yeah, so I wear many hats because our companies are at each point in the supply chain. But I like to say that I'm a customs broker because that's what I'm licensed to do. I do work for different companies that are all owned by my family, but technically, just like pilot study, it's 14? What CFR is?
14 CFR.
Yeah, 14. We have to memorize the 19 CFR, which
you guys
is
are 19.
import regulations. So that's what I'm licensed to do. I'm licensed by the Treasury to process the paperwork that's required in order to bring goods into the country.
Whoa.
So everything is broken down into numbers. Every single thing everything that you're wearing, everything that we're speaking into, even the interior parts of this wire, all of it corresponds with a numeric classification. And I assign that classification, or I look up, I guess you can say, that classification in a book that you learn to use. And then I tell the government, okay, this is how much this cost. This is how much of it there is for the census. And this is how much you, the government, are supposed to collect for taxes and fees or duty from the importer.
Wow.
And so I basically broker that deal, if you will.
Whoa. So you estimate the entire container.
No, I have a specific commercial invoice that states what this specific importer is importing. I know exactly what's in my shipment.
Wow. And then the government charges them taxes.
Correct, based on what the item is and where it comes from.
So who do you work for? The shipment, the person who's shipping the stuff in, or the government?
I mean, the government's not paying me, so I work for my clients. I work for importers primarily. However, I am working for the government as well. Just like, I guess it is different because it's a federal license. It's not state issued. So it is slightly different in terms of who I report to or who's looking over what I do.
So all those people outside your office on the computer, what are they doing? Are they like estimating how much things cost?
So where I sit is the freight company. So there's this thing called vessel operators, which are your huge carriers, meaning like Maersk and Zim Container Lines and Hanjin. Well, actually, Hanjin went bankrupt. Hapag-Lloyd and MSC and all of these container ships in one line that you see and may easily recognize, or people may unintentionally recognize their names. They are the people who own the vessels, basically.
The ships.
The vessels, yes, the ships.
Oh.
So they're called vessel operators and vessel operating common carriers for legality purposes. That's like their full name. Then there's people called non-vessel operating common carriers, or NVOCCs, and that's what one of our companies is. And they are in charge of basically, at its most simplest level, renting space from those people and getting freight to move. So we're licensed by the FMC, the Maritime Commission, the Federal Maritime Commission, to use our bill of lading and get things moving on one of those vessels to where we want it to go, whether it be here or internationally.
Wow.
So that's what those people are doing. They're processing the documents and processing quotes, maybe reaching out to truckers to find out like what all the charges are going to be at origin or destination, or how much it's going to be to get it from this point to this point. So they're all working on those. And there's a lot of financial transactions that happen with it. It can be super complicated. And the way that we operate differently we're like a medium-sized firm. So I say that in terms of volume. We handle quite a bit of volume for how many people we have, but
Right.
we don't break up our responsibilities as much as other companies do. You have huge NVOCCs that,
What's NVOCC?
non-vessel operating common carriers,
Got it.
similar companies like mine.
Got it.
You have them, and they have more of a Ford assembly line where one person is doing the same thing all day, every day.
Got it.
And they're able to handle quite a bit of volume because of that. But in terms of your value in life, I find that my employees value their time if they are challenged. And I expect them to learn a lot of information while working for us. And it's in preparation for whatever they want to do. Nobody stays with the same company forever. And I think that if you work with us, you're going to have a really good understanding of what's going on, because we're trained from cradle to grave. And I would prefer it stay that way. I don't know if it will forever, simply because as you get bigger and as there's more volume, and it just becomes harder and harder.
Wow.
So that's something I struggle with in terms of dividing up my employees' responsibilities versus, expecting them to do everything.